guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Anisha Simone, aka Pink Wings, and today we're going to be talking about Empress Energy and how to tap into that word and what it means to be an Empress slash Queen. Okay, so without further ado, let's jump into it. Okay, so how to be an Empress slash Queen? What is that? It's like that boss bitch is what people would call it, that Beyonce energy. Like, it's all about energy, it's all about radiance. Okay, what you're radiating, what you're putting out to people. And this is my own perception, so it doesn't have to be the same for you. So what is an empress? To me, an empress is, like, in my own eyes, it's an independent, a free woman, who knows who she is. She serves herself. She's very shameless about who she is too. She knows who she is. She's very in that whole that I am energy. Okay, like I said, she knows who she is and she gives no fucks about it. Okay, every woman can be an empress if she decides to. It's not about looks. Okay, it's not physically, it's not about how big you are or small. It's not about beauty. It's about the energy that you put out. Okay, it's about a woman who takes control of her life. Okay, and I don't want you guys to get, everybody has divine feminine and divine masculine energy, but for me personally, I'm talking about a woman embodying this energy. Okay, so like I said, it's about a woman taking control of her own life. She knows how, like, she knows who she is. She comes into, like, she taps, when you're tapping into this energy, it's like you're coming to the knowing of this hidden potential that is inside of you. Like, it also, the Empress is a woman who is she's working to build her empire. Like, the empire size does not matter, big or small. She's working towards that empire, working towards her goals, and she served herself while doing all of this. So we're going to talk about the first tip on how to tap into this. So, all right. So number one, the main thing I want to touch on is, like, self-love, because to know yourself, is to love yourself. And self-love is exactly what it says. It's loving thyself. It's having confidence in yourself. It's having confidence in yourself, but it's not to be confused with, like, not to be confused with arrogance. And others may mistake it as arrogance, because as you're coming into this energy or whatever, it can be very intimidating. People who have never seen something like that, especially, we're in different times now, but still, as a woman, it can be very intimidating to not just women, but to other men. Because, a lot of men have this mindset of, like, I'm the man, like, I need to take control, I need to be this and that. And it's okay to have that mindset to a certain extent, but it's also important to know that a woman should also be in her power and know who she is, before she is willing to, I guess, give herself to another man. It's important to know who you are. So, let's see. Like, how can you do this with self-love? So you can take yourself on a date. Like, when I was first discovering myself, I really wanted to go on dates with guys and stuff like that. But I had just gotten divorced, so I thought, to myself, it's an important time for me to just know who I am, because I was married, I was with my partner for 12 years, and during those 12 years, I didn't really know who I was as a woman. I didn't have really an identity. Me and him, we built empires together. We built an empire together. And I love to partake, but that was all I was doing, was partaking in someone else's dream. Okay, I was building up someone else's dream and not my own. And I still didn't really know who I am. So how do we get to know ourselves? So what I would do is, like, I take myself on dates. I cook for myself. I go buy wine. I buy my wine. I put on my music, and I read a book or a good movie, and I just vibe by myself. Okay, that's one of the best ways you can get to know yourself. So another way you can do this, and it's also important, like if you're going through a lot of things, you're going through a lot of trauma, or if you're getting out of a relationship too, like a toxic relationship that's had like involved a lot of verbal or physical abuse. It's also important to not jump into a relationship right then and there, and to continue to know yourself. So how you can do that is you can write, like this is a form of healing too. If you're getting out of a toxic relationship, you can write a letter to yourself. Excuse me. Write a letter to yourself, especially if you've gone through, like I said, a lot of trauma, and this could be trauma stemming from childhood. Write a letter to your inner child, because we are our worst critic. We blame ourselves so much for things that we had no control over in this lifetime or other lifetimes. So it's just important to release those negative emotions linked to anything that has to do with your inner child or any type of healing, because it will definitely hinder you on trying to love yourself. It can cause you to be very insecure, and just definitely the opposite of self-love. So you want to make sure, like, you could write a letter saying that you forgive yourself for anything you went through, or you forgive a person that has hurt you, and you ball it up and you light it on fire and you release and let go. There's many other many other ways that you can do this. This is just what I did, and I find that it kind of works for me. So yeah, that's one way you can focus on loving yourself. Another way is, you want to be good to yourself. You want, like, not just emotionally, but like physically. You want to make sure that you're eating really good, and you're taking care of the physical body as well as the spiritual body. So you want to make sure that, for me, I was, after my relationship ended, I started becoming a vegetarian. I mainly did it just because at first I wanted to like lose weight, but as I did it, I realized, like, I was more so, I just love to do it because I felt good. Like, the energy of like eating stuff from nature, I just felt good. And like, I know that I love my zebra cakes and my Skittles and my cheese puffs, but I do find that when I'm eating like stuff from nature, my mind isn't as fogged up, it's not as cloudy, and I can just think more. So it's just good to cut back and to take care of your physical body. Also, like, if you don't feel confident, like you feel like you're overweight or something, work out. And because working out is the fastest way to raise your vibration. So if you don't like the way you look, change it. Work out and stuff like that. You will definitely feel good, especially if you you'll feel good. Like I said, it raises your vibration. And like, sometimes when we don't love ourselves, we often have like negative thoughts. So it's important not to believe every single negative thought you have, right? For like, this is what I do. For every negative thought, I replace it with like a positive one. It's really, really hard to do, especially for how I used to be. I came from thinking negative since I was a child. Like, I was bullied. I dealt with like a lot of different types of abuse and stuff like that. Any kind of abuse you could think of. And it's like, coming into being an adult and then leaving a relationship and getting to know myself, it's really hard to get out of that negative mindset. It's almost ingrained in you. It's really hard, and it's not something that you can just do overnight. It's definitely a long process. But like I said, what I did for every negative thought that I had, I replaced it with a positive one. Another way you can help with this is looking up daily affirmations. If you don't know what that is, I suggest you just Google it. Find one good thing that you love about yourself. Literally look in the mirror, like stare at yourself, and find one good thing that you love about yourself. There's one good aspect that everybody has. That's what I believe. So it's like, find one good thing that you love about yourself and tell that to yourself every day. Or you could write it on a mirror. Write a little note on the mirror saying, "You're beautiful. Look at your eyes. You're beautiful. You have a great personality." It doesn't have to be about physical attributes. It could be like, my personality. You're beautiful. You're bubbly. You're intelligent. Write that down. Doing that rewires your subconscious mind, and you know, you believe these things. You believe these things because these are probably things that are true about you. You just, you know, you have to drill it in there. But these are probably already things that you know that are to be true, but you know, everybody needs help. So that's what I do. I write it down, or you know, I just speak it into existence. So, you know, manifesting is very important. Another thing, actually, that's all I have for self-love. So like I said, you know, just taking care of the mind, body, and the soul, and definitely telling yourself, like speaking it into existence and speaking those words, telling yourself that you're beautiful, that you're smart, and you know, spending time alone, you know, whether in nature, just it's important to just have alone time. So that's what I have for tip number one. For tip number two, that Empress energy. So an Empress, she, like I said, she knows herself, she knows her worth, she does not settle. She has got standards, okay? She got morals. She does not have time for mediocre things in life. So that can include sex, drama, dudes that are coming with that BS, or whatever, or any type of, not just dudes, any type of partner that is bringing drama into your life that's coming with that BS. Or any jobs that just are not serving you no purpose. You know, any jobs that, you know, are very like, have negative coworkers or negative bosses and stuff like that. You know, she knows when it's time to let that shit go, move on, and move on to bigger and better things. The Empress is always searching for bigger and better things because she knows that there are bigger things out there for her, okay? And that's tip number two. And that brings me to tip number three, which is like, rise above your haters. Like I said, she ain't got time, okay? She don't have time for like stuff like that. But haters do. They definitely got time. She don't got time to be, you know, stalking, you know, worrying about. She don't worry about what other people got, but haters do. They worry about what you got. They worry about what other people think, you know. And like I said earlier, Empress is very sure of herself. I always tell people there are 24 hours in a day, okay? What you choose to do with it, it is up to you. Like, I'm not gonna sit up here and be worried about somebody when I could be, you know, focusing on my next business move or whatever, or focusing on how I can build my empire. I'm not going to be focused on like a hater or somebody that's trying to bring me down, you know. And so that's all it is rise above your haters. Don't focus on them, focus on you. Don't worry about what people say. Don't worry about what people think of you. Like, it doesn't matter in the end. All that matters is how you feel about yourself, okay? And that sounds cheesy, but it's true. It really is true. Once you stop worrying about what people think, you're automatically set free because nothing else matters. Half the world, more than half the world cares about what people think, and that's why people don't actually take that next step to follow their dreams. It's fear. Worrying about what people think is fear. And that's why people don't follow their dreams, because they let fear hold them back. Fear is an illusion. It's not real. So once you break that, you don't worry about what people think, you know, you're free. So, yeah, that's all I have for tip number 3. Tip number 4, don't tear down women, okay? This one is, like, big to me because I see this a lot, especially with social media and people bullying people. You know, it's easy for people to say what they want because they're behind a computer. But what I do is, like, I don't like to tear down women. I love to, not just women, like anybody, but mainly women. I don't like to tear down women. I like to uplift. I like to empower women or whatever. And I don't judge. You know, I used to be a very judgmental person, and it was kind of like, I really don't even know why I was like that. But, yeah, I used to be a very judgmental person. And, but I never really, like, would bully people and, like, tear people down. But I did, like, judge people for stuff that I went to until I got older and I started going through shit. And, you know, I realized, like just a lot of things changed my mindset. But yeah, don't tear down. Don't be that woman that's tearing people down for being broke or how they dress. You know, uplift women. Or, you know, I guess it's one thing if, you know, a person doesn't have no goals, not focused on, like, bettering themselves. But if you're already in the position where you're building your empire, you shouldn't even be around that kind of person, okay? You should be already above that. Like, you're not like you're better than them, but, like, you shouldn't even be around someone like that, okay? But even if you are up here and you feel like someone's, like, down here, but, you know, no one's above anybody, but, like, speaking in terms of, like, building an empire, and you see, a woman that's not taking care of herself, don't judge. You never know what anybody is going through. Somebody could have like kids, they could just got divorced. Don't judge people, because I know I've been there. I've been poor, I've been broke, and I've also had money too, but I never change. I don't judge people, because like I said, you never know what people are going through. Let's see, tip number 5. With knowing who you are, it's always important to express ourselves, because a lot of people express themselves through art, because that is a part of who they are. If you love to dance, sing, draw, like, do it. It doesn't matter if you're good at it or not. If you think people are gonna look at you different for doing those things, who cares? Just do it because you love it. Do it because it brings inner peace. Do it because it brings you spiritual growth, and because it's a part of who you are. Like, don't worry about what people think. Like, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. That's how you tap into that Empress energy. Like I said, do it for yourself. Do what makes you feel alive. And that's all I have for tips. That was my last tip. I would also like to add that, with me being Empress, it's also important to connect to the divine, connect to God. I try not to bring my beliefs into everything. I'm not religious, but I do believe in the creator. And I try not to bring that too much into everything, because everybody has different beliefs, but this is my channel. So, but I do believe, like, to tap into that energy. Also, it's very important to have a certain relationship with the divine, and to have a relationship with God too, and to do your meditation and do your prayers and stuff like that. It's how you can stay connected to who you are, and like, who you are is from the creator. So it's very important. And that's all I really have as far as like tapping into that energy. I think it's very important that a lot of people know that, how to do that. And those are just my tips. I have a lot of more information on it, but I'll probably do like a part 2. So yeah, if you like I said, if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys, and have a nice day.